Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another you, it's another me, and it's another game of Age of Mythology retold. As in the left-hand corner of the map, we have Keto playing as the absolute best god in the game, undisputed best god in the game, might I add. And he is taking on photo mode. Apparently, we want to take photos here. He is taking on Chemo, the Ks, the mighty Ks. It's like we have the 3 M's, and now we got the double Ks. It's Chemo, and he's going to be showing us some Noir today. The reason I picked this game is because I've been wondering what the answers are to a well-played game of Gaia or Kronos going for Leto. Because, well, you have to make yourself a whole bunch of pioneers, which realistically you don't want to do against Terma, to deal with the automatons. But automatons do take a little bit of time to build out, and realistically you have to be the one to put pressure on. And also against a god like Noir, it's kind of hard for Gaia or Atlantean in general, even Kronos, to actually deny a second town center because they got that hero Qualfu, which is a really big deal. So we'll see how things are going to go. 28% win rate, above 70 best. Literally, this god is the best god in the game. I don't care what anyone says. Look at this god. It's got on its forehead, it says, I am the best god. If you can't see it, it's written there. Well, I'm going to create whatever propaganda I like. Yeah. We'll see how this game's going to go, though. Keto the guy, man. Basically, the reason I wanted to watch this one is I took a little peek, and I did see a little cheeky Leto shenanigans here for Keto. So I'm going to give it a spoiler. Leto is on the way. How's it going, guys? What's happening? It's been a hot minute here since I've been able to stream some Gimmity games. I'm excited to be back doing some Age Mythology content. It's always fun. So Chemo here is going to be getting himself out this Qualfu Chieftain technology to get himself that extra Deuterino. And he's going for a little bit of a later advance time. Getting his temple up on the front here. Getting a little bit of harassment with the pioneers, as Keto's got to be very careful with this oracle and these goats to ensure that they get back home safely. Because he doesn't want to give those back. This pioneer is just tickling the oracle. Doesn't really do much, but does reduce quite a bit of actual favor generation here. So it is actually doing quite a lot. I said it doesn't do much. It's not doing much to the actual oracle. In fact, I think if the oracle just passive stances here, it will regen faster than this guy shoots, because this guy's only doing 0.4 pierce damage in the arcade cage. So you could literally just sit on the lush and regen back everything. Pretty funny. Anyways, relics on the map. Let's have a look. Arrows of Heracles here, going to be boosting up the towers. No, they're not. Boosting up the ranged soldiers and heroes damage. Over here we've got Tearfing and Gantir's sword, boosting up those heroes damage. That's got to be really, really nice in this one. Over here we've got ourselves Armor of Achilles, vulnerability of Hack, -5%, always nice there. And finally, Tusk of Dankang. Extra 2 pigs every 2 minutes. Absolute bliss. And there's the How-To and the Leto. As we are seeing a couple of oracles coming through for Keto. The forests are up. And it looks to me like Chemo is going to do what Chemo does best. And he's going to boom. Even on a map like Steppe, he's just like, nah, it's open. The town centers are fairly average. This one's actually okay. You've got back hunch. You've got a gold mine here, but it's completely open up on this top side, so you can totally raid in onto this position and get some good damage done. But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing some good shenanigans. Counter barracks coming up. 2 counter barracks here for Keto. No surprises to open up double Terma here. It's very, very powerful. Go double Terma, and then you want to be going into some Murmillo a little bit later. Just in case your opponent decides to go for Halberdier Javelins. You don't want to go mass Terma against that. Get enough Terma out to deal with any sort of pioneers, but then also Murmillos to add into the Terma mass and all the other good stuff. But yep, in Chemo fashion, excuse me. Town center, and the worst town center on the map, mind you. It does give himself, well, there's 2 goats behind it, but it's got nothing really around it. So I don't even care about this town center. If I'm Keto and I'm looking at this, I go, I don't just, whatever. Like, I'll care about this. I'll care about this. I don't want him on either of those things. But realistically, like, there's nothing going to really be a problem here. As the automatons wandering over here to try and get some damage done onto this Cheong-Chi here. And the earth walls are now up. Now, this is the big power point for... the big power point for Noir and how to users with China against this strat. They don't really have to fight you. They can just sit in their base and just say, what are you doing with all those Terma? I don't care. But that being said, right now, if I'm Keto, I'm saying, okay, let's kill off these earth walls. I'm killing off the temple doesn't really do much, but kill off the earth walls and then open up the base. Because there's nothing out for Chemo at the moment. And is that what he's doing? I don't even know what he's doing. But he's attacking. At the very least, he's attacking. Okay. As now we do have a military camp up for Chemo. He's probably going to be making those Javelineers to try and defend here. He also needs to make a whole bunch of Pioneers, which is going to happen as the Cheong-Chi to come forward. This guy does a lot of damage. This guy does a lot of damage. Angelus, lol. My friend, I've missed you as well. I missed you as well. Come on, thank you for the raiding party, my dude. Hope your stream went well. And all the good things. In fact, you should probably continue streaming. Pretty serious what's happening, my dude. As we do have the old Hephaestus Revenge to come through. As those 14 range Pioneers versus the 14 range Terma. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, look at this. He heals with the automatons. Ah! While the temple's getting taken out. But behind this, we do have villagers on food over here. Chemo is getting a lot of value off of his second town center for the time being. This early attack, not really doing a whole lot of damage here. As those Pioneers now starting to come out, they are getting good amount of damage here. The Terma need to be actually picking some stuff off. Meanwhile, at the top of the map as well, you've already got a Hero Quailfield on a second gold mine. In classic top player fashion. As the Cheong-Chi over here will end up going down. Pioneers retreating back ever so slightly. And Keto just kind of hasn't... Keto kind of hasn't really figured out where he's supposed to be attacking at the moment, I think. Like, he wants to get into this main base, but realistically, it's not that important. If your opponent goes to town center, you want to do two things. One, ensure that he hasn't taken any resources not allowed to take. So, for example, up here. Or over here. Does he see this? He doesn't see this, but he knows there's food there because he has food himself. So doing that, and then after that, once you push off all of those things, then you can start thinking about just breaking in onto this position. This is the big open spot. As the temple is still under attack. The temple is still under attack. Chemo is min defending. He is making out some halberdiers right now. As the next move for Keto probably should be Murmillo. He probably, and he is doing so. Military barracks, double military barracks to come through. And he's sniping those Terma very, very nicely here as the village is coming back to repair up. Even the thing is, right? Even if he kills this temple, guess what? There's an earth wall underneath it. So he doesn't even get into the base. Yeah, he hasn't got the oracle on top of the gold mine, so he's missing out on that as well. Really, really tough position to be in. It's now the halberdiers come through. Chemo not paying attention. He's trying to snipe those pioneers. Chemo's control is on another level here as Keto's Terma get eaten up. Hit Spread asks, I've never played Age of Mythology. Is it literally just the same as Age of Empires 2? Okay, so it's the same game design theory as Age of Empires 2. Both players get base, they both have to get resources, they both have to build dudes and buildings, build an empire, and go and beat their opponent. Same sort of design. The difference is between Age of Mythology and Age of Empires 2, very simply, up until recently, is there's heroes. Now Age of Empires 2 has apparently got some heroes involved with the Chronicles coming out. Or already coming out, I'm not sure. And it's got myth units. And it's got god power. So there's three big differences. And there's a little bit of other subtlety to Age of Mythology that's different to Age of Empires 2 as well. But yeah, basically, Yeah, 100% the same game. So if you like Age of Empires 2, you'll like Age of Mythology. Yeah. Nice little raid coming through for the Chemo Halberdiers. Wandering through onto this spot as he's going to try and grab the town center. Doing a big loop-de-loop around the forest here. Run, citizen! Oh, he's coming in. He's coming. He's got this. Is this version? Yes, this is the retold version. This is the updated version, yes. Oh, spicy Kyro Ballister. Why make Mermilla when you can make Kyro Ballister? He says it's not a terrible idea. Just having like, I don't know, a handful of Kyro Ballister. You never want to make too many of them because then they get caught out and they die. Well, those Halberdier don't do too well there, my friend. Oh dear. Yeah, it's never a bad idea to have like two Kyro Ballister in your army, 3 Kyro Ballister. I wouldn't go too many because they do slow your army down, and realistically, you never want to get caught out with these bad boys. If you get caught out, you just die, which is really bad. You don't want to die. But 1 Kyro Ballister over here to get some defense. Nice little retreat away from this position. So we've got, look at all these houses coming down for Chemo. He's getting all that stuff out. Beautiful little moves there. He's back. We're back to the temple again. We're back to the temple because why not? Golmang on the way now for Chemo. He's going to be able to start making some White Horse Cavalry. He finally kills the temple after 11 minutes. And he's still not in the main base. He's still not in the base. There's still an earth wall here. Oh, 7 automatons queued up. I'm having too much fun. Thank you for the 52 months. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Up to the top of the map, Keto wanders. Now, there is still very much so, even after Keto has completely botched this early game, completely allowed 1,400 gold from this gold mine, even with all of that, and with Chemo going to the Mythic Age here, there is still gold staff potential here for Keto. But how is he going to be able to actually make it happen? That's the big question. Oh, the clay peasants getting caught out here is nice. That's nice. So one thing here I think that Keto could do is move his citizen in, wall this off, right? To lock this position, or put a palace down here. But I prefer the palace to come over here. So when you're going 1 town center, never ever put a 2nd town center up. Or a 3rd town center for that matter. 1 town center all the way. For the boys. Okay. But nonetheless, getting up a palace over here, getting up the walls over here to deny, and then forcing the fight over here, get the Great Flood away, and then come back and take the big fight afterwards. Makes some sense as the Tower getting some big power play. And so units having to retreat back, and we'll see what Chemo can get in this one. But we also do have Rhea coming through, which will boost up those Mermillos. I'm still a little bit surprised we're seeing so much Rhea. Like, I get that the Mermillos become very powerful, but these aren't even part of the Shark ones. Don't you think that going for Dryads is equally good? Because now your opponent has a whole, like, I've done this with Egyptian, right? Where I play against Gaia. And I'm like, oh, he's making automatons, lol. Let me just make 20 priests and I'm all good. And then all of a sudden, he's got 20 warrior automatons, 10 dryads, and my 20 priests basically trade equally. Nonetheless, military barracks now up. Pressure onto this gold mine. I love this. I want to see a nice quick palace over here. Goes over onto this side. Little cheeky raid from those White Horse Cavalry. Whoop. Great Flood. Completely and utterly dominated there. Trader. Oh, stole the Qinglong. Now who's got the Qinglong? Since we do have a ballet to come up here. A whole bunch of those Pioneers are getting taken out. The units for Keto need to move over here, though. As the Quailfu Hero going to town on this position. Half the army not here for Keto, meaning Chemo is able to escape his base. He sets up his ballet. He's good to go here. But villager differential right now is pretty close. Military advantage is in. As the White Horse Cavalry, these things are so good at raids. 6.6 speed. And compare it over to the Contarius, base Contarius here. This is on top of Gaia Lush, also 6.6 speed. On top of the channels, Gaia Lush there. When it's not, it's at 5.8 speed. There's Li Jing to come through here. This guy's a big bad boy. And we'll see if Keto can make this work. Now, I have heard from some very influential, maybe biased content creators. Not me. I've never been biased. I always it's never biased for me. But they do say that Gaia's late game is the best late game in Age of Mythology. So maybe, just maybe, Keto doesn't even need to get any serious damage here. He can just retreat back and be completely fine. Mr. White Horse Cavalry to come through. Getting taken out. Over onto this point. More of them coming in. Do we see Catapulties? Yes, we do. Catapulties versus the Heavy Tiger Cavalry will be fantastic. These dragons are just going to town, however. It's such a difficult combo to beat. Tiger Cavalry plus Qinglong, because you can't make archers against these guys, but you need to make archers to actually kill off the Qinglong. Very, very tough. As Keto pulling back ever so slightly, still taking a decent trade over here before, but never mind. Never mind, his army's dead. He does make a whole bunch of these destroyers. Idea, up here, kill this off. Run into the main base, cause a whole bunch of problems there. And then somehow snipe off the Qinglong. I'm really not sure what Keto... Like, you can build... I guess you just build, like, Arcus, and every single Arcus you build, you turn into a hero. Because that's the only thing that it's useful for, is to kill off the Qinglongs. I guess the other thing you could use is... this is... Okay, I'm right. I'm so right. You go Thea for Stymphalian Birds. You need Stymphalian Birds to take out the Qinglongs. There you go. I fixed it. I fixed the problem. Everyone else agree? Did we fix it? Just make a whole bunch of... Just stop making these guys and make Stymphalian Birds instead. Okay, fantastic. We all agree? We're all on the same page? Oh, Li Jing out in the middle. Look at him go. And Chemo is just getting so much value. He's got this Townsend and Alpha himself. And the thing is, right, because he's gone through Golmang, he gets forest protection. He gets this technology here, Vibrant Land, which gives... It might not seem like a lot, but an extra 15% wood income boost when wood is the fastest resource gather rate ends up being insane. It's a huge boost. Like, if I got an extra 15% food on my farms, like, fantastic. It's great. Don't get me wrong. Really, really nice. But on wood, gigantic. Absolutely insane. So, what does that actually mean when you're playing as China? Or when you're playing as Nuwa specifically, but also Fuxi? It just means you've got all the wood in the world to pump out towers. And you've also got the HAL 2, you've also got the advanced defenses. So at any point here, Chemo, he can put a ballet over here, and then he can just put towers into the face of Keto. There's one citizen. Gets taken out. all of these catapulties are doing really nicely against the champion Tiger Cavalry. But there's still no answer for these dragons. The palace are the only... Oh, no, there are two Hero Arcus in a dream here. 2 Hero Arcus in a dream. 3 Hero Arcus. Oh, no, it's... Oh, yep. A little bit of damage, but the Tiger Cavalry do... Oh, okay, they're dead. Is he focus firing? No. And Chemo's army is just too dang strong here to deal with at the moment. And Keto taps out. A perfectly played game by Keto, but just not able to convert in the end. No, I'm just kidding. Well played here from Chemo. There's a really nice defense. He really baited Keto with this temple. And really, this is the story of the game. A man and his hatred for the temple and all the good stuff that happens there. Oh, dear. That was fun, though. That was a fun game. Champion Tiger Cavalry plus Qinglong. What a combo. Because you need the range dudes to kill up, and you don't have them. Like, Kyraballis, Terma, Arcus. I can't build those against these guys because they're just going to clean them up too fast. One thing you can do is you can leave them inside the palace, pull back underneath it, and then the units will charge in, and then you can ungarrison. At least you're attacking the Qinglong like nice and close. The temple did die. That's true. The temple did go down. That was a fun game. GG, well played by Chemo. Happy days.